Hello, Teaquilters. Today is December 13th, 2023, and we're here with live chat. So welcome to the chat, everyone. I'm in about a minute early so I can give people a chance to get in to the chat. And I'm going to also pull you all up on my, well, maybe not this phone. It's only got 15%. We'll just go ahead and plop it on the charger. But we won't be using that. We'll use this one. Okay. So yes, we'll give people a few minutes to come in. Hopefully everyone had a great day today. I've had a busy day, a good day, but a busy day. Let's see, Darcy Savali. Thank you, Darcy, for giving me my pinned comment every time you're here. It says, hi, T and all quilters. Make sure you give T a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications when T is here for us. And also, I have a Facebook page. That's Teaquilts LLC. You can also join that page as well. You can share your projects, get additional help for any questions that you have. There is 4 questions that you need to answer before your membership will be granted. It's just so that we can keep the spammers out of the group. So let me pin Darcy's message. We've got Beverly here, Kenesho, Quilt Gal, Jean, Zandra, Vivian, Jean again, another Jean, Sheila, Janet, says morning from Western Australia. Well, welcome. That is awesome. Welcome, Janet. That's Janet Johnson, just so we get her name. Carissa Renninger, Francis Jackson, C-Rack, Elaine Kentner says, good evening, Miss T. I'm here from Eastern Kentucky. I think that's a new person too, so welcome to the group. They're saying that the volume is low. I don't have on a mic, so I'm having, I just checked, my volume is all the way up. I'm not using a mic. I'm having mic issues right now, and I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. I don't even know if I have my old mics in here. Let's see if I put them back here. Try turning your volume up, see if that will help. Let's see if I have an old mic in here. I got to have a receiver, and I think the receivers keep breaking, and that's what I don't have is a receiver. So I'm sorry if you can't hear. Is everyone, any other people having difficulty hearing me? Anyone else having difficulty? That was from Jan F. Also, welcome to the chat, Jan. Norma Lovelace is here. Sandy, Benita, Kevin saying, evening, Miss T and all Teaquilters, just listening tonight while laying down after a 10-hour drive today. OMG, 10 hours. Remo is here, reminding people to give a thumbs up, so thank you, ma'am. D. Branson, Dolores is here, Helena, Diane 57, Claudette Hall, because there's 2 different Claudettes. Francis saying, T, I received my fabulous pattern. I started gathering my fabric. Can't wait to start on January. We're starting Fabulous in March. Dresden Village starts in January. We're going to talk about the different projects that are going on. Let's see. Sue GSD is here. Says, hello, my dear friends. Only 195 days until our illustrious leader opens the doors to the 2024 retreat. So yay, it's getting closer and closer. Okay, so other people are saying the volume is fine. I've tested this before. I think sometimes when I listen on my phone device, it has the lowest volume for me over my I have an iPad. Otherwise, I'm an Android user and at my desktop. But for some reason, my phone has the lowest volume of any of my apps. So it's very strange. Lana Dean is here. And thanks for people that are telling me their sound is fine. And I've been talking louder, trying to anyway. And then I forget sometimes, and then my voice goes back down. Maritza is here saying holla to everyone. Jean Green is here. I think I said her name before. Trying to make sure I get everybody. And Dolores says she does have to have her volume up all the way. And I have to do that on my phone when I'm listening to YouTube things. I have to have my volume all the way up or I can't hear it. So Minnie is here. Fred DeBus, or Jane, I'm sorry, got it in parentheses, is here from saying hello from Kansas City. So also welcome Jane to the live chat room. Chaplain Gail is here again. Hello, welcome back. Melinda C. T. Nonyi. Joe Carmel. Faye McKenzie. She got, we got something in common. I see some questions and I'm going to be answering those in a minute, so I'm just trying to get to people in the chat. I'll come back. When I do my topics, I'll come back and talk about my topics, and then if I still didn't answer your question, you can ask me about it then. This chat is only an hour tonight. See Joy Creations. Let's see. And M is here, so thank you. Talking about the sound. Trying to make sure I get everybody. June Hansen and Holly is also in here. All right, so I think I got everybody, and I got this fan up on high. I think that's a bit much. All right, so we're going to talk about a few of the housekeeping things people are asking questions about. Projects, let's just get that out the way. I have a book here that I have my projects in for 2024 with Teaquilts. One thing that's in here, and I do have the list of names, I just don't have them in here, is we have 2 groups of people doing round robins. We're going to put you in groups of 5 or 6. I can't remember how many it is now. So you need to be working on your center that is no larger than 20.5 inches from edge to edge, 20 inches finish. So it can be a square or a rectangle, just long as none of those sides are larger than 20 inches. The other thing with that is because on January 31st or by January 31st, you need to be mailing that to the first person that's going to be on your list. I will be creating a Facebook group that is just for those people. There are going to be some requirements that you're going to have to do before you mail it. You need to take a picture of it. You need to make sure that every time you mail that you've got tracking information and that the quilt can be followed through the mail system. Don't just put something in the mail that can't be tracked on these round robins. Thinking you're going to be getting some information on that. I'm going to be working on that. My main goal was trying to get things for people out for Christmas that needed things done by Christmas. I'm working on the last t-shirt quilt that I was trying to get out by Christmas. I'm quilting it now. So after that, then I'll be more concentrated on retreat stuff as well as getting projects up and running. I do need to create a group for Round Robin. I need to create a group for Dresden Village. A lot of you all haven't paid for Dresden Village yet. Round Robin group will be free. And then I got the Dresden Village, which a lot of you all have to pay. I think only one person paid actually 2 people paid, but then that person canceled when she got the pattern, said it was too complicated. And then we also have the fabulous group that I need to build, and everybody has paid for that. When you purchased your pattern, it was already included in the billing, so you're okay. So let's talk about the fabulous project, just so we can get it out the way. I've got it in my book. This is the fabulous quilt. We're going to be working on this. It's an 8-month block of the month, so we'll be working on this starting in March. It doesn't start in January, so keep that in mind. I sent you all the patterns and everything so you can start getting your fabrics ready ahead of time, so you wouldn't feel rushed with that. Decide if you want to keep the coloring she has, change your coloring. You know, you got decision time. So that's why these were sent out early and billed early. So that's fabulous. Next pattern is Dresden Village. It does start in January. Is this pattern here, Dresden Village. Okay, I hear a car horn. I think sometimes my husband hits the remote and my car goes off. It's right in my driveway. I think he heard it. So here's Dresden Village. It starts in January, and I will be setting up a group for us to start getting prepared to do this. I have more Dresden Village patterns available. I will say that Dresden Village is an intermediate pattern. It has small blocks, so if you don't like working with small blocks and small pieces, this probably isn't the pattern for you. Fabulous, I have only 2 patterns left. So the first 2 people that email me and want to do the fabulous pattern, you are welcome to do that. The pattern is $32. To join the group is $12. With tax is $46.84 if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. I can send you a PayPal invoice, or you can just pay me via CashApp or Venmo or Zelle, and then just forward me your mailing address, and I'm more than happy to mail you that. I'm including shipping in those 2 costs. So you're paying for the pattern and the group, and then I'm paying for the shipping. So there's no shipping on that. So I've been answering questions. What is a round robin? A round robin is a quilt that you start. It's various different things people were trying to make it to be. But what a true round robin is where you start with some kind of center, and then you pass it to somebody else. In the normal, non-social media days, you would send it to your friend, and then your friend would take yours, you take hers or somebody else's. Say it's a group of 5 people. You just start in the circle, and you always pass to the same person every month. And then you take somebody else's center that they made. You look at it, analyze what type of border you think will look great on it next. You make a border. Now, these are not just a straight piece of fabric border. These are some type of pieced border that needs to be added to the quilt. If you need to put a plain border on it as a spacer so that your border fits onto the quilt, that's acceptable. But it's not acceptable to just put a plain fabric border on a quilt and pass it along to the next person. It's not fair if somebody else did a lot of piecing on your quilt, and then all you did was kept putting plain borders on everybody else's quilt. So that's what a round robin is. And then you continue to pass it around, and then once it goes through everybody in your group, then it comes back to the owner who started the center. So the center remains the property of the owner, and then you're documenting. Well, I document mine with a label, so I will know when I get my quilt back who did what round on my quilt. So that's what a round robin quilt is. Some people have been changing the name of it to mean certain things, but to me, that's something totally different. Round robin quilts are borders added all the way around the center. I've already answered about the Dresden Village. I've answered about the cost of the pattern. I don't know. The Dresden Village pattern is either $12 or $14. I can't remember. I didn't put a price tag on mine, of course. It's already in the book. But I can't remember. I don't have that pattern in here. I don't have any of the patterns in here that are not in my book. So I've answered the question. So, all right. I'm doing the Missouri Star Quilt Company. I'm doing their box where I'm opening up every gift at 12:01 a.m. in lives. So I've been doing that for the previous 13 days, including today. And trying to make sure I'm getting notifications. I will be every day until on December 25th. I will also be doing that. I'm also doing, in conjunction with that, Stash or Pass, where I am opening up the items and deciding if I want to keep those items. Then I'm stashing or I'm passing. But I'm also making like this little middle branch sometimes where I might share something. I might take one part and share another part of the same gift with you all. So it's kind of like a partial pass, like I did with the tree. The tree came with 3 of these tree cones in different sizes, 3 different sizes. I took the largest tree out, and then I'm going to share the smaller 2 trees as a pass. So I am doing that also. At the end, on day 25, when I open that gift, there is a drawing for you to enter. If you want to enter the items that I've passed on, I'm going to be giving them to probably one lucky winner, maybe. It depends on how much stuff I'm passing on. But right now it isn't a whole lot because this box this year has been a terrific box for me. So, but do know that that contest is also going on. The other thing that's happening is the 12 days of Quiltmas. And we have 12 YouTubers that collaborated together. We all sent each other a fat quarter, and then we took those fat quarters, those 12 fat quarters, and each made some kind of a project. It could have been anything that we wanted. It appears that most of us made quilts, and table toppers, table runners, things like that, but they're all quilts with 3 layers in them for the most part. So we're all giving those away. Yesterday was day 12 where my video premiered. Well, my video premiered early. It's a whole nother story. But so we're now ready for the drawing. The drawing is now open. In order to be able to enter the drawing, you have to be able to correctly answer the 12 notion type items that we gave you a keyword for in our videos. Now, some of the people said the keyword, some of the people did not say the keyword. So you need to watch all 12 videos so you can get all 12 keywords. And then the people that got all the keywords correct are the people that we're going to put into the drawing and draw a winner. All of the things that we made are going to be given away. So that's also going on. If you're wanting a link for that, you need to go and search for Teaquilts Quiltmas, Quiltmas. And then in the description box of that video, you're going to hit more to see the description, and you may have to hit more again. YouTube keeps changing how you get to the description box. And then in the description box is a link for the playlist, a YouTube link where all the videos are in one playlist. Also, you can, in the link is, you have to go to each channel's video for Quiltmas, and then the description is the link where you enter that person's drawing. Entering the drawing once only enters you into that one channel's drawing. If you want to be entered into all 12 drawings, you need to go to all 12 channels and enter all 12 drawings. If you don't want to win that particular project, you do not have to enter all 12 in order to be eligible for the one, to win one in the other ones that you do want to win. So I think that covers that. They're going to be $12 to join the group if you have the pattern, Bonita, and then it's going to be $25 for people that did not buy the pattern from me. I think Janet keeps asking because she wants to make sure I see it. So that's how you get your questions answered. Is each channel is going to announce their winner separately. So yes, you will have to go back and see through those channels on the 16th. We're hoping that everybody can have it on the 16th. I'm just going to end up going live. I'm not going to make a video about it. I'll just go live and announce who my winner is. And then that person has 24 hours. You also need to make sure that you are subscribed to those channels, because once the winner is picked, the next step is to go make sure that that person is a subscriber. I noticed that I've got about 600 people have entered the drawing, but I only have like 400 new subscribers. So make sure that you're also subscribed to the channel if you're trying to win. You can always unsubscribe later of any channels that you don't want to stay subscribed to. That's fine. But in order to win a YouTube person's drawing, you need to be a subscriber of that person's channel in order to win. I think I got all the questions answered. If I missed anything, put them down below on the topics that I've already discussed. Elaine says that she has the pattern that you made for Quiltmas. You did an awesome job on it. I need to watch it over again because I have some directional fabric and want it to turn out right side up. And I was really torn. I'm one of those people that I don't really put up these type of videos because I didn't understand that they were some, that you could add some humor to them or whatever. I get locked into teaching, and I still kept some of the teaching in, but it's still not enough for somebody that really want to know how to do the pattern without giving the cut sizes. You had to know exactly which position that block was going to be in when you went to piece. That's why I numbered all of my fabrics, and then I went and put all of those numbers onto the blocks in the layout grid. And then when I got ready to make that block, well, first I had 6 fabrics that were directional and 6 fabrics that were non-directional, so I alternated those as well. And so then once I alternated them, I gave each fabric a number, and then I put the number in the grid. I just put them in the grid straight, 1 through 12, 1 through 12, and then I used 1. So my fabric number 1 I used 3 times because that person had sent me a larger piece of fabric, and I was able to get 3 fabrics out of there, because otherwise I would have needed 13 fat quarters to make this quilt. And then so that way I knew how that block was going to be sitting in the quilt. So you just need to pay attention to orientation, and then once you make that row, I think the entire row is made the same. So you're alternating 2 blocks every row, but in the next row they're different. So you're going to be making 2 different layouts. They're going to all be the same in that second row, and then you just alternating row 1 and 2, row 1 and 2, row 1 and 2. But you got to make sure you know how that block's going to be placed in the quilt. Otherwise, your whatever directional print you have is either going to be laying on its side or laying upside down. But I'm a teacher first, I guess, and I get caught up in teaching, and I forget about the humor in life. I do have a great sense of humor, but when I'm on YouTube or except for when I'm with Kevin, I get into more teaching mode more than having fun mode, I guess. No, you cannot enter more than 1 time. I don't think it will let you, and if you do, I think you'll probably end up getting disqualified. Now, I don't have control of the list right now, so I will be getting the list, and so any duplicate entries, I think you're going to be disqualified. Yes, Bonita's asking, you have to subscribe to each channel too for Quiltmas. Yes, you do have to subscribe to each channel. I think you should be subscribed to a channel if you're expecting to win something from them. And Janet says, your quilt is one of my faves. Thank you, Janet. Mary says, it looked hard. It wasn't hard. It's actually very easy. I did that quilt in 3 days. I cut one day, sewed 2 days, I think. And it was only difficult because I was also video recording, and then I forget sometime to cut the camera on. So then I have to go back. I had already made like 3 or 4 blocks and go, girl, you haven't even recorded that you made these blocks. So then I went back and showed you the blocks, and then just showed me piecing some of them so that you all knew that I pieced them. But you kind of get hooked up into whether you should be videotaping or should you be quilting because you're trying to get it done. And we got some fabric at the last minute, because whenever you have something scheduled and you think we're going to start this in July and everything's going to be done by early November, and God laughs at plans like that and throw wrenches into them. So it was so many people in our group that ended up having so many things going on that it just kept delaying the progress of our finishing. So yeah, but it wasn't hard. It's more hard. It's harder if you're not a YouTuber. It takes more time for you to do a project because you are recording, especially if you're recording by yourself. You don't have anybody else manning the camera. You got to go back and forth with the camera, move the camera, take the camera with you, take the camera into the next spot, and so it just gets tedious that way. Hey Sharon and Cheryl and Mary F. Thank you, Sharon. Says she paid the rent. Means she hit that thumbs up button. So thank you. Janet McCurl is here. Janet, I got a package in the mail from you today. Am I supposed to open that today? Is that a donation for a retreat, or can you let me know before I open it? I do have it in the room just in case. I don't like opening things that aren't supposed to be opened. And Jonah. Hey, Jonah, welcome. Okay. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else I needed to talk to you all about? I think that's it, right? I think that's it. Mary says, when is Jersey's birthday? Jersey's birthday is December 31st. We're having her birthday party on December 30th. I'm ignoring you, Sue. To my then there's the Iowa Shop Hop. While I think about what it is that I'm missing telling you all, I'll go ahead and go to the next thing. You mentioned you took apart one of your large ironing boards. Just curious what you did with the parts. I took the big board apart because I was using it as a countertop, and I actually went and purchased a countertop. I wasn't ironing on it anyway, and then it was so old. I used the ironing board cover, the silver stuff, and it was so old and soft and starting to rip and tear that I just took all of that off. And then because I had another big board, I just decided not to redo it at that time. I have a friend. I have 2 friends. I keep saying a friend, but it's 2 friends that help me out at retreats. They're at the retreats. So I have Jennifer that has a smaller one that goes on top of a table. We used it last year. And then Sue has a long, regular size big board that also sits flat on a table. So since I have those 2 ladies assisting me, I didn't need to bring a 4th ironing system. And then that prevented me from having to bring more weight, because I have a lot of stuff that I'm packing up for retreat. So I appreciate those 2 ladies helping me out. So we'll always have at least 3 ironing, like big ironing stations set up at retreat. I bring all the irons. Dorsey says she is 1 year old already. Wow, time flies. Yes, that's what I say. When you put a kid in your life, time does fly. All right, so let me just share with you some stuff that I've had a long time. It's not a lot, but I've never showed you all this stuff. One of the stores we have here in the St. Louis metropolitan area, and anytime I'm saying metropolitan area, Missouri and Illinois are just across the Mississippi River. So we cross into each other. And so that's why we always say metropolitan area, because it could involve St. Louis area as well as the surrounding Illinois counties, Missouri counties and Illinois counties. One of the stores that we have, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about this, is Jackman's, and they were established in 1903. So they were having their 125th birthday party. So they gave out bags to the shoppers on special day if you came in and purchased. So I just wanted you to see this bag first of all. Jackman's is a store that I took the retreaters to in 2022. We're also probably going to go back because it's just right down the street from, well, sort of kind of, you know, we in St. Louis, we're a little bit different. We'll drive 40 minutes for what we want here. But for us, it's right down the street from the retreat center. And we go there and purchase. But what also you don't know probably about Jackman's is that they also have a store in Fairview Heights. And while the stores are the same, they're a little bit different. One store, the St. Louis store, also specializes in clothing fabrics like your designer fabrics, your ultra suede, your satins, your silks, your wedding. And then the other store specializes in upholstery. And even if you go say, I'm looking for water fabric, you might find 20 water fabrics on the St. Louis side, but then you go into the Illinois side and they might have 50 water fabrics. So they kind of specialize in different things. So it just depends on what I'm looking for. I might end up going to both stores because I'm kind of in the middle of both of them where I live. And I did go to that store. I bought just a couple of things. I thought I would just share it with you because I have never shown it. And one of them was off the clearance table. They had this very sparkly fabric. And it's some kind of a cotton. Let me see if it's anything written on it. Because it's been so long ago that I purchased it that I don't even know what it's called. But it's like a lame. And it has the sparkle, but it's brownish or bronze in color. And I thought this would be really cute as accents on a bag or something like that. And anytime you buy anything off the clearance table, you have to buy a yard. I won't necessarily need a yard of this, but I thought this would either make a really cute bag or it would make a good addition to a bag if I didn't want to make the whole bag out of this. But I thought that was pretty. And then this is the one I want to show to you Missourians. I've been trying to find this so that I can buy it, but I can't find it. But this is a piece of, let me see what they call it. Let's see if I got see if I got a number down, something on this paper telling me what it is. That's the post office. That's not going to work. It's just saying, it called it foil, cotton foil. That's all it says on here, and it was $7.99 a yard. Then I got this panel that was $35 because it's bigger than a yard, and it's a mess. That's why it's in this bag. I almost hate to show it to you. Let me move this one. Ooh, Lord, I can see the mess about to come. Woo-wee. But it is really pretty. I don't even know what's the top. Ooh. But it is really pretty. Oh. Put it out here. Here we go. The panel itself is bigger than a yard. Stuff is going everywhere. So it's Missouri Tigers. On, I think it's Cuddle. It just says it's a panel. It doesn't tell me what the fabric is. I'll look. Let me look. Hold on. Nope. It doesn't say it on this end. But anyway, it's a Mizzou Tigers panel. And it is really pretty. And I don't know if I'm going to use it as backing or if I'm going to use it as a front panel and go around it with something. And I'm trying to see on the front. It doesn't tell me what it is, but I think it's Cuddle Minky. And I have not been able to find this. anywhere else. Now I do all kinds of t-shirt quilts. Of course, I've done a Mizzou Tigers quilt that wasn't t-shirt related, but I've done one with a t-shirt, and I've done like St. Louis Cardinals and the Blues. So I just thought this was so pretty. I don't even go to the Tigers games, but I'm still a Tigers fan, okay? So Jackman's does have online. It's just jackmansfabrics.com, or you can just search Jackman's Fabrics, and if it comes up in, they have a Missouri branch, so I think it's either Olivet or Ladue, one of those areas. And then the other one in Illinois is Fairview Heights, Illinois, and they are the same store, but they do have two different websites because they have different classes at each facility. Jackman's is I guess it is the largest quilt shop in the St. Louis area. Although we've got other quilt shops that are large. They're the largest because they've got two companies and they can order in bulk bigger and get more stuff in than the others that way. They've got more resources, shall I say. But we have some beautiful quilt shops in St. Louis. We've had more, and a lot of them have closed down. Bonita says, wow, that's a huge panel. It's actually one. They don't have the yardage on here. So they just don't ring stuff up. They still use old systems for ringing up, like you see with the paper. And then they go to a machine and punch in from the paper instead of, they don't scan like all the other new quilt shops do, up-to-date quilt shops do. Hey, Lietta, Nikki, Beverly, saying she loved that. Amanda says hubby loves watching Missouri basketball. Welcome to the chat, Amanda. Thank you. Judy is also here. So yeah, so that was that. And then one other thing. Okay, Sue, I sent you an email. You probably didn't see it because I didn't get a response back. But here it is right here, okay? In the bottom of this bag. And then I want to show just this last bag of fabric that I got from Kevin. This was a while ago. So this fabric probably is not even there anymore. They were having a clearance sale, and Kevin actually took a picture of, like, they had about maybe 20 boats, if that many. And he took a picture of it, and he was asking me if I wanted any of it. Well, of course I wanted all of it. That's why he sent me a picture, because it was my colors. But I was really good and only got the stuff that I was like looking for or needing at the time. So I got this Andover fabric, this chevron. Well, I guess it's a chevron when it zigzags like that. So it's like a sea green with teal. So that was really pretty. I got 1 yard. Let's see. $4.99 a yard. Kevin's too good. He got my receipt in here. I didn't even know it. And then I got these two. Y'all know that I'm a sucker for black prints with all the colors. So this is one here. 2 yards. And this is all stuff that they're taking out of their, they're no longer going to stock. It's a Henry Glass Company, pattern 1899. Let me go to the name of the person because it's cut off right here. I Spy by Dana Brooks for Henry Glass Fabrics. So that's what this one is called. And then the last print that I got 5 yards. I love these hexagons. I think I already have a piece of this, but I definitely didn't get it for $4.99 a yard, so I told him to give me some more. So I will be using this in some project. I think I may have used it. I'm wondering, or maybe I had something similar, because I don't see it up here on the wall, but I think I do still have it in my stash. This one is, let's make sure because it could be a different line. And then I go back and start answering more questions. Checking your... It's Andover again by Kim Schaefer. And it's called 100 Years. And it's pattern number 9728. Almost my birthday. All right. So that's what I have been having for a long time and just have not been sharing stuff because I forget I have it, because I get this stuff when I go to Scrap Quilting Club or meeting at Kevin's house or meeting at Quilt Guild, and then I forget that it's in there, and then it's like, oh, I never showed that. So I think I have you caught up on everything that I have purchased now. Shaquita's in here. Welcome. Do you have an affiliate link to Jackman's that you would like for us to use? Unfortunately, Jackman's does not have an affiliate link that I'm aware of. I probably need to go talk to them about that because I'm always referring people to Jackman's and they are fully aware of it. If you order online and they have a little comment box, just put Teaquilts referred you just so that they know. But I don't get any kickbacks or anything for that. I just like Jackman's. I'm a Jackman's. You can get like some of the motor type flowers every once in a while, but Jackman's is one of those stores that is more on the modern side. They don't have a lot of reproductions in there, so that's kind of like the type of store that I would go to. We also have another store called Also Personal that's very modern, have all the brights and stuff. You still can find just a few motors here and there. And then we have the Quilted Fox, which is the one that I go to the least, but I love the store because when you're looking for specialty fabrics like Asian prints or Sudoku type stuff, they have that type of stuff there. So it just depends on what it is that you're looking for. And that's the store that I end up going to. We have another store that's called Heidi's that I don't think we have been to. It's a really good store too, kind of well-rounded. They have, a lot of the stores have decent clearance sections. The best clearance section in the state of Missouri, in my opinion, is Apple Tree at this point. I'm talking about like premium cottons at discount price and have a lot of it, because sometimes I go to people clearance sections and it's stuff that wasn't even on the regular shelf, and you're like, why is this in the clearance if I never saw it in the store? It's like they went out and bought some stuff and then put it over in the clearance section, stuff nobody wants. Apple Tree is located in Columbia, Missouri, and they have a whole room that's just clearance stuff, and it's good stuff. So that's my favorite place to buy, to do clearance shopping in the state of Missouri. Judy says, reminds me of chicken wire. Yes, that's true too. Sue says, just, yeah, it was in the bottom of the bag. I was trying to, because I didn't know you were paying that, so I didn't have the number in my head, and then I thought, and that's why I was asking you, Sue, because I thought maybe I had lost some money, and I did. So I was just trying to verify what you had gave me, because we didn't do that. Nikki B says, the Quilted Fox is expensive. All the stores are expensive. Quilted Fox, I mean, fabric is literally $12.99, which is $13 a yard. It's kind of like you buy gas and they say it's a $2.97 a gallon. Well, no, it's really $3 a gallon. But all fabric is expensive because it keeps going up. They keep raising the price of cotton. And so batting and everything has been going up because of that. Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the chat. Dizzy is here. And Tammy says, what stabilizers should I use for a t-shirt quilt? I do have a video that's called Harley Treads. I think it's part 2 where I'm talking about preparing the t-shirts and stabilizing. I go through and show you a test of 6 different stabilizers, I think 5 or 6. It depends on the price point that I want to use. I'll use SF101. That's going to be your most expensive one. I think right now it's $9.99 a yard at Joann's without a coupon. And then also they have a knit I don't know the numbers. I don't have it in here. But it's also Pellon, and it's like a tricot, and it's a knit, but you have to make sure that you turn that the right way when you put it on the shirts. And I just did this t-shirt quilt that I'm doing as a gift. That's what I use because it's a cheaper price point for me. I think it's $6 a yard, so you can get it, if you find a 50% off coupon, you can get it for $3 a yard, so it's a lot cheaper. Because you got to remember that a stabilizer is only 20 inches wide. It's not wide like 40 inches. And when you're using stabilizers to stabilize like a queen size quilt, I used about 18 yards of stabilizer. So I didn't want to pay for a $10 price point. That would have been $180 at regular price in stabilizer. Now, if my customer is paying for that, then that's fine. But if I'm gifting it, I'll go ahead and make myself take the little extra time so that I'm getting a lower price point per those 18 yards. So I do use a different variety depending on what I'm doing. And then there is a different stabilizer that I like to use if I'm using basketball jerseys. So you have to look at that video and I tell you all the tips. And I even show you what I wouldn't use. Nikki says the new apple tree owners are really nice too. Yes, they are. I just called the gentleman. I think it's him and his wife owns it, but I talked to him in the office a few weeks ago, telling him that I was going to be bringing a bus load in for the 2024 retreat. We are going to Columbia, Missouri, to visit Apple Tree because it's one of my favorite quilt shops in the state of Missouri. So that's where we're going. I think, and then other things like just talking in general, like I know that I'm well aware that we have Missouri Star. I've been to Missouri Star Quilt Company quite a few times. I did take the bus trip there in 2022. That was the only place that we got to shop at. And I just want to show people different things that you can do in the state of Missouri that is not just Missouri Star, that there are other great quilt shops in the state of Missouri as well. I've also been to Angela's quilt shop as well. It was small. It's more geared towards, in my opinion, she does have good fabrics for sale. In my opinion, from when I was there before, I have not been there since 2018, pre-COVID. So I'm not the best because that's 5-hour drive away from me. So it's not like I'm going to Angela's every other day. But it was small to me. She sells a lot of gift things because I bought like scented soaps and candles. So she sells like the local people who make stuff and package really nice. She sells that kind of stuff. She has fabric, and then her business really is long arm quilting. So that's the main thing that's there. But they do have specialty kits. I bought a kit of something that they had hanging I really liked. So I did end up spending more money than I thought I was going to spend in there, but that's because I started looking all into the nooks and crannies and finding other items that was non-quilt related. But I enjoyed Angela's shop, and her staff were really nice, and they introduced us to another quilt shop that we didn't know anything about. So I was really happy about that too. And Nikki says there's a new quilt shop in Jefferson City too, Countryside Quilts. Come check out. I will not be doing it with the bus trip, but I will do a trip and check it out. And it's because we're on limited time when we're doing bus shop hopping. We're trying to get to so many places. I've already had those figured out like a year ago. It was just a matter of me getting confirmation from the quilt shop owners. And so once I start talking to quilt shop owners, I don't want to be switching up saying, okay, we're not coming now. No, I have to stick to my word too. So I've already got my list, but I will stop in. And there's going to be times that we might be on the other side. There's times that I might just decide to take the bus to the Hancock's of Paducah. You just never know what you're going to get with Teaquilts. So, yeah. You're welcome, Tammy, saying she'll watch the video. All the stabilizers that I use are iron-on stabilizers. You want an iron-on stabilizer when you're doing t-shirt quilts. Repeat the Pellon number. The one that feels like fusible muslin is Pellon SF, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, 101. SF101. That's what it's called. Let me make sure I get everybody's things. Mary says, well, I better start collecting stabilizers when it's on sale for Kevin's quilt. Yep. I never buy, I buy a stabilizer now because I buy it wholesale. But sometimes you can't even, I remember there were times during the Black Friday sale that they would put stabilizer 50% off, and then you could use your Dove Buster coupon. I would be up at 6 a.m. so I can get an additional 25% off. And Joann's don't do that anymore. I was paying 25% of recommended cost for my stabilizer. And they don't do that anymore. And so now I just order it straight from Checkers, and I can just order it by the boat and just get it sent. So I don't have to worry about trying to have a 50% off coupon, because that's about all you're going to get off now at Joann's. And most times it's 30 or 40% off stabilizer. Every once in a while they'll put the 50% coupons out there. Sue is excited about Apple Tree. Yay. Quilts by Cormel says, I'm super excited about the bus trip. Oh, we doing fiddlesticks? Yes. So we're going to end in Hannibal, Missouri. That's where we're going to end, so we can eat at fiddlesticks again. Sheila saying, I've never been to Hancock's in Paducah, but that is on my list for next spring. Yes, it is well worth it. Now, Hancock's, I don't work for Hancock's of Paducah either, and I send a lot of business over there, so I'm going to tell y'all anyway, okay? Okay, Hancock's, if you see this. There's two types of shopping that I do while I'm in the Hancock's of Paducah. One type of shopping that I do is that I shop in store, which is the normal thing to do, right? But while I'm in the store, guess what I'm also doing? I'm also online checking the same price on the same item that is actually in my hand online, okay? You order a certain amount and Hancock's are going to ship to you for free, okay? Also, if you're not in the state, they may not even charge you tax, okay? All right? So, if I can get it for cheaper online, then I have my cart open as I'm walking around the store. I still have stuff in my cart that they're going to cut for me because, it's probably the same prices online, and I don't mind paying the tax since I'm visiting the store. I got to buy something because I'm in the store. And then but say I've gotten my Tula Pink kit. They had the Tula Pink kit in the store for $75, and then they had it online for $125. And so what did I do? I ordered it online, and then they can send it to my house. I don't have to even carry it in my house. The mailman's going to bring it to me. So you have to be really careful when you're in-person shopping, because they will not honor their website price in store. You just need to know that. Now, I've asked them. I was there this year, and I actually got to talk to the owners and stuff like that, and ask, because I was interested in knowing why the store didn't have as many hours open during Paducah. And so they're having staffing shortages too, although when you look in the store, there's people everywhere. So if they're having staffing shortage, and it's affecting the hours, everybody is having staffing shortage, because they had a lot of people in there and it was still difficult for them to get enough people to work. But they do not honor online price in store. So you can pull it up on your phone all you want to, but whatever it rings up at their register is what you're going to pay. So it takes me, I don't mind. I love Hancock's because I walk almost up and down every aisle because I'm looking for that great steal that's not advertised, that's not on the website, and things like that. So sometimes I'm buying and carrying it out the door, and other times I'm in the store and I'm buying and I'm having them ship my order to my house, okay, depending on the price. So just be aware of that when you're shopping at Hancock's. I think Hancock's has more boutiques at a decent price than the other places. Yes, they do. You have to go into Hancock's of Paducah. You can imagine the old Hancock stores. 90% of the Hancock stores were super big. This is a big store, and you can even shop part of the warehouse. So you can even you can't shop their stacks. Like they have When they buy fabric, they buy a bolt, they probably buy 50 bolts of the same fabric. That's how much fabric Hancock's of Paducah is going through. They do not let you go into those stacks, but they'll let you go into like where they stack all the pre-cuts, where the kits are. You can go into that part of the warehouse. But I always double check to see if I'm paying the same prices online, because all it takes, I think it's like $75 or $100, and they're going to ship to you for free anyway. And it's like, okay, let's do that. And they got people that just work the warehouse that are not even working the regular store. They're filling warehouse orders, so it's not like they're going to run out of it, because they get the orders and they print them. They automatically print out, and people are just getting the sheets and filling the online orders. So I learned that by asking, and they said they wouldn't do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, because, you know, and I had yardage cut. So anytime I have yardage cut, I won't put it back. But I've learned since then that I always check everything that I'm purchasing to see if it's cheaper online. Do they have their scrap bags in store? Yes, they do. They do have the Moda, if you're talking about the Moda scrap bags in store. Otherwise, their clearance table, they just put whatever is left from a boat, like 1/8 of a yard, 1/4 of a yard, they just put it all on a table, and then it's just like you can just go through and pick your own. There isn't like a bag that I'm aware of, like and what they do is, she's talking about like the boutique scrap bags. No, because they just have them on the table. I think when they have the bags, they just have so much that is falling off the tables that they decide to go ahead and start making scrap bags. But in the store, they just have those old Hancock little flat open tables that they used to put the bolts on. They would be all flat there. You just go through that and you just taking out what you want, and then they have a price per yard for the scrap fabric, and I can't remember what it is. And then when you go to the checkout counter, they just measure everything and total it up to see what your scrap purchase is. So I have not seen where they've had like the boutique bags that we order when they do the mystery boutique bags. I think they prepare those specifically for online purchases. That's why they don't have them available all the time. So they don't. It's good to know that Hancock's is still open. Well, this is different. This is Hancock's of Paducah. It's the only Hancock store, but it was never part, it was originally part of the Hancock's Fabrics family, but this one sibling wanted this one store, and the rest of the family took the other stores. And this is the one store that survived. Hancock's of Paducah is the name of that particular store. It's not just Hancock's or Hancock's Fabric. It is Hancock's of Paducah. It's the only one. And it's I'm just going to say, in probably from my knowledge, and I'm not a person that worked there, so I don't know this, but I can say I probably shopped Hancock's of Paducah for at least 10 years before Hancock's closed. The Hancock's Fabric stores closed. And they always were a separate entity, just so you all know that. Hancock Fabrics actually sold their fabrics to Michaels, if I'm not mistaken. That's how Michaels online was selling fabric. It was Hancock's fabric. When I go to Illinois, I stop on my way up and love to shop. Love Hancock's, yes. And Hancock's, ironically, Hancock's of Paducah is a lot closer to me than Missouri Star. I can get to Hancock's of Paducah in about 2.5 hours. I can get to Missouri Star Quilt Company in about 4.5, 5 hours. So it's weird that I go all the way through the state of Illinois into Kentucky, because it's just right on the Kentucky side of Illinois. It's 4 miles in. Shut up, Kevin. Exit number 4. Off of Highway 24, okay? I can get to Hancock sleeping, okay? What Tula Pink kit did you get? I got the pineapple kit that she had. And I got it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the pineapples or if I just wanted the fabric that was in the kit. Because either way, when I looked at Tula's fabric, has been here pricing $1 more than general fabrics. And so it was cheaper for me to buy the kit and get fabric than it was for me to go buy Tula yardage separate. You know, like if you go buy a fat quarter bundle or half yard bundle, it was cheaper for me to just go buy the kit. That's why I bought the kit. Dorsey's reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. We're about to leave. If you got any more questions, comments, please leave them down below. For people that are going to be leaving out in a few minutes, I'm back Saturday night where I do live sew and chat. I'm actually here for 2 hours then. I go from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm here sewing on some type of project. I don't know what it is. Maybe I might, this is what I forgot. I might do the D2M pattern. A lot of people just call it 2M, but there is a D up there, and the D stands for digitally. I went and looked it up because the owner of the pattern has it labeled that on her site, but Villa Rosa has it a different way on their site. And her pattern is her pattern, but it's being sold under Villa Rosa Designs. So that's how I found out the true name of it, because I'm one of those people that investigate what does D2M mean. But yeah, so I probably will be doing another one of those. I do have those patterns available for sale. I did just notice that they can go into your business envelope. So if anybody is interested in that, send, you know, for $3. The pattern is $2, $3 to mail it, get the envelope, me dropping it to the mailbox with a stamp. I'm willing to do that. I'm going to be making that quilt again. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it this week coming up, but you just never know. I'll be sewing on that eventually one time. So I will be sewing on that with some different fabric. I got to figure out what fabric. I might just go ahead and continue working on my half square triangles to get those out the way this Saturday, and then I'm going to be working D2M into Saturday sew and chat. Ooh. Yep, I got a bolt of ironing board fabric at Joann's for $56 versus $158. Irish Sale Lady says, just got in. Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome. Reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. Show your love and support. Please subscribe. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, Miss Remo. Cheryl is here. My brother is here saying good night, everybody. So is Mary. Beautiful Miss T, Quilt T. Thank you, Marla. Welcome to the channel as well. Welcome to the chat, anyway, for sure. And Sheila says, I've already filled out my Google Doc. Okay. And Sue says, I will be sending you an email for that pattern. Okay, I'll put you one aside, Sue. You don't have to do that. I got you. And Kevin, there she go with them exits again. Right. He cracks me up. If I go to a place a lot, like I know from here to Alabama, I know what exits I'm going to stop at. Because I've had some issues at some other exits, and so I know not to go to those, okay? So when you travel and you do like a route all the time, I tend to know the exit numbers, especially if I'm driving, and I tend to drive all the way from St. Louis. I start, and then I stop driving in Franklin, Tennessee. That's when I hand the car over to my husband. He'll drive us into Alabama, and then I'll take it from someplace and drive us in, because he doesn't like driving in the cities. So he'll get us close to Birmingham, and then I'll take it before we get into major traffic in Birmingham. But I tend to know my exits if I'm doing something on a regular basis. Lady Craft says, hi T, it is a frigid night here in central North Carolina. Girl, you can keep it. It's nice. It was a nice day here today. All I had on was just my little flannel jacket today, so that was cool. Good night, Damali J. Cold in Arkansas. Kevin says, Miss T probably know all the exits I used today for 10 hours. He's so silly. Betsy saying, I've never been to Hancock's. Who wants a road trip? We do need to do a road trip. And we went to that Marshall's place before in, is it Marshall, Kentucky, or I forget what part of Kentucky now. And we have never been back, but that was a good trip too. It was longer than we thought it was going to be, but it was a good trip. And we went on a Monday. Never go to Hancock's or Paducah on Sunday or Monday. They're closed. Always go Tuesday through Saturday. Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed. We were trying to do both in one day. Went on a Monday, and we were disappointed because we couldn't get into Hancock's. My husband has traveled all over the U.S. for work for 35 years. He knows his exits also. Yes. Linda says the D2M quilt is fabulous. Have a good night, tea and quilters. See you Saturday. Yes. Good night, everybody. Marshall Dry Goods in Arkansas. Murray, that's what it is. Murray. Yes. Thank you, Kevin. Murray Sewing Center in Murray, Kentucky. I knew it was like the same name of the store because I was surprised when the name of the store was the same name of the city. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's a family-owned store as well. And they had some good bargains, but you do have to search through the junk. Whereas I feel like in Hancock's of Paducah, you don't have to search through the junk to get a good deal. And Dizzy says, I'm always ready for a road trip. Batesville, Arkansas is Marshall Dry Goods. And I do go to Marshall Dry Goods. I used to order from Marshall Dry Goods online. I have, since COVID, I have stopped because I would buy a 45-inch piece of fabric. It would be soft, and then I go, okay, I'm going to order that same fabric in a 108, and it comes in and it's hard. And so I need to go and be in Marshall's and make sure that I'm filling my fabrics to make sure that I'm not getting hard fabric. Also, I go to Marshall Dry Goods. I'll do a road trip, a one-day trip, and I'll fill up my SUV with batting. I love their batting. So that's what I do shop them as well. I'm about out of my 80/20 that I buy from them. So I'm going to have to go back. Their 80/20 is better than Hobbs 80/20 any day. And Mary F saying she'd like the pattern also. Okay, I'll put 2 aside. And Betsy talking about, I want to go to Homestead Herd. Another road trip. Right, girl. You can only do Saturdays, and those are the days that I'm usually busy. So that's the problem with Betsy. I'm one of those people that I can do the weekdays, but then everybody else is working. So not thrilled about Murray Sewing Center. That's Sue. Yeah, you have to look for a bargain there. You do have to look for a bargain. But I was able to buy like some black print with color that was cheaper, like say $9.99 a yard. That was like Timeless Treasures line, compared to paying $11.99 and $12.99 a yard. So I still got something off on the fabric. So we're gonna go ahead and end here, guys. You all stay blessed, be safe, quilt out. See you Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, everybody. Oh, about the Quiltmas drawing, it's going to be held December 16th. So I'll be back on December 16th to do a live announcement of the winner. All right? Bye, everybody.